So no matter what it is that you are after in your manifesting journey, whether you're looking for love or money or success or adventure or whatever it happens to be, there is one underlying reason why you really want the things that you want. And that is because you want to be happy. So today I'm going to talk a bit about one of my favorite topics, which is happiness, and explain to you guys why it's not the outside stuff that actually makes us happy, but it's the inside stuff. And so today's video is going to be called Happiness is an Inside Job. And if that sounds good to you, then keep on watching. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and this is my YouTube little community here where I upload videos 2 times a week all about the art of mindset and manifestation, which to me is the super highway towards creating the life of your dreams. So if you are interested in creating the life of your dreams, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I am pretty open about my own personal journey and how I came to be obsessed with the world of personal development and self-growth and all of that stuff. And the reason is because I had my very own dark night of the soul moment. I had a moment in life where like a bunch of things just blew up at the same time, but also I had been living a very unhappy existence for a really long time. So when I think about the person that I was back then, and I think about the feelings that I had, and I think about how trapped I felt specifically, that is what motivates me to do what I do, to make the videos that I do, to share the information that I have with you guys, because I really don't want anyone to have to feel like that. But I totally, on the other hand, understand what it's like. So way back then, I, felt like I was the victim of my circumstances. Like it was always like, well, if my work treated me better, or if my relationship was better, or if this was better, or if that was better, then I would be happy. And I was always, waiting for something to happen so that I could feel happiness. And I was also at the same time feeling stuck and trapped by everything in my life. I felt like, I had a series of jobs that maybe started off okay, but didn't end that well. Like I had bosses that were completely sexist and I just kind of put up with it. I had a relationship that was no longer remotely working out for either of us, and yet I kept on sticking out with it. And all of these things, they may look like very different things on the outside, but really what it came down to was me. It was all me. So that's the funny thing now when I look back. At that time, I felt so trapped and I felt so stuck and I felt like such a victim of my circumstances, and I was really, really, really wanting something outside of me to change. And eventually something did outside of me change. Basically everything changed. And I have what I call the cosmic 4x4 moment, where the universe lines up and says, gives you a big whack over the head and sends you, knocks you completely down, but ultimately back into your purpose. So that's what I describe what happened to me. But to go back to what I was saying, back then though, I felt like I had no idea how I ended up in this crappy job. I had no idea how I ended up in this relationship that wasn't working. I had no idea how things had turned out the way they did. And I felt so stuck. And it is really interesting with the lens of self-awareness to look back now from this point of view and realize that I was the one who put myself in all these positions. I was the one who signed up for these things, and I was the one who was not, saying my piece, telling people what I needed, establishing boundaries, setting standards. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. So it all really comes back to me. Like I can't blame, of course, you can't blame other people's actions. Like those are always theirs. But the circumstances I was in were all of my creation. And at the time, back then, I really felt like happiness was elusive. Like I really couldn't make it happen. Like I really couldn't connect where I was to happiness at all. And the other thing that's come from this lens of self-awareness and this personal growth that I've experienced over the last few years is understanding that happiness was always my choice. Happiness was always within my reach. My life was always my creation. So I think I might do another video about this, about the concept of taking massive responsibility for yourself. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is how it is so tempting to fall for the lies, and it is so tempting to fall for this narrative that you created for yourself that, you know, if the work situation was better or if the relationship situation was better, then I would feel better. But now I know that that isn't the way it works. And I know that if you wait for your external circumstances to be perfect in order to experience happiness, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. So what I really wanted to talk about in this video is just how important it is to understand that your own personal happiness really has nothing to do with your external circumstances. And this goes completely against everything that you've been taught to believe, everything that you have believed for your whole entire life. But if you cannot learn how to be happy where you are right now in the imperfect circumstance that you are in, you will probably never be happy, because the day that you will let yourself experience happiness will never come, because you will always be grappling with something on some level. And of course, at times it's easier to be happier than others. And like, if you're really in a bad situation, it can be really, really hard to get around it. So maybe this doesn't happen right away, but you still need to understand that this is the truth, that happiness comes from within you. Happiness is a state you allow yourself to experience. It has nothing to do with your relationship, with whether your guy's gonna take the garbage out or not, with whether your boss said thank you at work, with whether you're getting a raise this year or not, with whether your mom is gonna call you back, or whatever's happening for you. Your own personal happiness has nothing to do with any of that. The only thing that your happiness has anything to do with is your ability to give yourself permission to experience it, permission and deservingness of it. So I think that's another thing that it comes down to. Like, a lot of us think that we need to punish ourselves, or that we won't be motivated, or that we won't work so hard in life. If we let ourselves be happy, and if we let ourselves enjoy the moment, then we are going to become lazy and, you know, lose the things that we've worked so hard for. And that is a really dangerous thing to believe in, because again, if you keep waiting for someday to let yourself have it, to let yourself feel it, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, and your whole entire life is going to slip by you, and you're never going to get there. It's going to be like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like, no matter how far you chase the rainbow, it's always going to be in front of you, just within reach, but you're never going to make it there. So what I really just wanted to share with you guys in this video is just how important it is to take responsibility for your happiness. The victim mentality and the pointing fingers of blame and the wishing things were right and the wishing things were different, that stuff is easy, and it's also super disempowering. Of course, when it comes to changing your life, you know, you may have to do something that's hard. You may have to have a hard conversation. You may have to take brave action. You may have to throw yourself out of the moving plane, spiritually speaking, but you can still choose the happiness in the present moment. You can still choose to love and accept yourself in the moment. You can stop punishing yourself for not being perfect. You can stop punishing your life for not being perfect. If you blink and close your eyes, our life passes by so fast, so fast. And I just want everyone to wake up and realize just how crucial this moment is. This moment right now that you're watching this video, this moment right here is all you have. If you choose to spend this moment freaking out about tomorrow, about things that may never happen, you're missing this moment. And also, if you choose to spend this moment obsessing over something that happened in the past and wishing it was different, you're missing this moment. This moment is the only moment. And I just want you to sit here for a moment and take a deep breath with me. And let it go, and just close your eyes for a second and notice, how does your body feel? How are you breathing? What tensions are you holding? What are your feelings right now? What can you smell? What can you see? What's around you? What is happening? Again, we rush through life so fast that we often forget to do this. We forget the power of the present moment. And I could do a whole other video on that, on mindfulness, which I probably will. But again, the point of this video is just to remind yourself that you can tune in, you can take control, you can shift, you can give yourself so much more ease and joy in the moment. Life is imperfect. Some very imperfect things have happened to you. I have no doubt about that. But you can stay there and be the victim and give all your power away and decide to be unhappy, or you can take your power back and take happiness into your own hands and start choosing things that make you happy now. And as long as you keep choosing happiness moment by moment by moment, you will begin to create a happy life. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you liked this, please do me a favor and give it a like. And if you know someone that could use this message, then pass it along to them. I would really love your help in growing this little community here. If you want to know more about me, come on over to the site. I have a free magical AF audio download for you guys to check out over there. If you sign up for updates, I'll send you that right away. And I also have my very brand new Master Your Mindset Masterclass, which I just released. And it is an hour-long masterclass with a workbook where we get super into mastering all the kinds of things that are happening in your brain, and it'll really help you to make huge strides forward in your life no matter where you're at right now. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll be back here in the next one. So until then, have a magical week, and as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.